Microsoft Teams phone. Many companies use Microsoft 365 and Teams. Many companies start out using Teams for instant messaging, collaborating, and holding internal meetings. Calls to other Microsoft Team users are free, but if you want users to be able to call regular phones, then you need additional licensing or a VoIP provider who can provide that dial tone for you. Today on Agility Communications, we're going to show you how to get your phones activated through Teams for less money than it would cost by licensing through Microsoft. Once you get comfortable as an organization using Teams, it seems logical and you'll want to extend it to the phones. Teams Phone supports Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP, phone calls to anyone, whether they're using a landline, mobile phone, or the Teams app. The problem is that licensing to do so is very expensive and honestly not competitive with the typical VoIP solution. This causes many companies to use Teams for internal communications and a separate phone system for outside calling needs. Today, however, I'm going to show you an economical way to get to use Teams Phone without incurring the expensive licensing from Microsoft. First, there are many VoIP providers who integrate with Teams. GoTo, Connect, Vonage, RingCentral, 8x8, and many others all integrate with Teams. They aren't really apples-to-apples comparisons, however, when it comes to cost. GoTo and Vonage will offer discounted seat pricing on their system and a small charge for a Teams connector, so that you can all you have to do is purchase the Microsoft $8 standard phone license, and then they do the rest. That means you might pay $12 for a user on the GoTo system or Vonage, and then add the Microsoft Teams phone for an additional $8, bringing it to a total of $20 per user, which is right in par with most VoIP solutions with many providers today. By contrast, if you were just ordering directly from Microsoft and getting the Microsoft licensing for Teams Phone, you have to add the $8 phone license plus a $15 a month calling plan and then a $4 video conferencing license for a total of $27 per user to get an equivalent service. Why use a Teams connector and a VoIP provider instead of going directly to Microsoft, you ask? Number one, support. When buying Microsoft licensing, you either figure things out on your own or you using the online forums and doing your own research, talking to others that you can find online, which I don't recommend, or you pay an MSP licensing and fees to set it up and manage it for you. Again, from a cost perspective, not something I would recommend. Not when you can use a VoIP provider that is already an expert and will support it for you. Number two is redundancy. When you first go direct with Microsoft, you go down that road, there's no one to call for support. If there's any problems and they go down, there's no one to call to ask when it's going to be back up. There's just really no support. When they're down until they fix their internal issue, and then you come back up. On the other hand, if you use a VoIP provider such as GoTo or Vonage, 8x8, someone like that, you're getting two providers for the price of one. If Microsoft goes down, you still have the network and licensing of the VoIP provider to fall back on. You can continue to use your phones and video conferencing and whatnot on the provider system until Microsoft is back up. In addition to the redundancy, you also have someone to call for support when you need help. Microsoft Teams Phone is a great solution. It makes a lot of sense if you're already using Teams internally to communicate as a team. Save time, reduce cost, and improve business performance by bringing together calling, chat, and meetings all in one app that empowers your team with a collaborative and context-rich experience. To get special pricing, give us a call today. We'll show you how to get this done without having to buy the expensive licensing through Microsoft and not getting support. We're going to give you support, we're going to give you dual connectivity, and we're going to help you get it done cheaper.